guys, this is Stan with We Take Massage Therapy and Private Personal Training. I'm here with my buddy Greg.
How's it going, Greg?
What we thought we'd do is demonstrate a Muay Thai kick. Greg is a Muay Thai competitor and practitioner for many years. I practice Jiu-Jitsu. I'm a personal trainer and massage therapist. So we thought today we'd break down the Muay Thai kick with the technical aspects of it. Greg is going to demonstrate and talk about his experiences to give you guys more power and more leverage on the kicks and explain some details. And afterwards, I'm going to explain some things as a massage therapist and personal trainer, details that might help you with muscle imbalances for the kick as well. So we'll get started, and afterwards, if you guys like it, please share, leave any comments you'd like, and we'll leave our info of how to contact us afterwards in the video. So let's get right into it. Greg, please.
Okay, so this is they call it Thai kick, the roundhouse kick. There's a lot of names for it. The way I like to do it is to curve my leg to make it kind of like a knee roundhouse. You want to use more of like the upper part of your shin. That's like your sword, your weapon. A couple years ago, messed up my hip, messed up my back. I lost a lot of mobility for kicking high. The power even in the kicking the body wasn't all there. So I had to almost start all over and get it going. For instance, just start slow motion and it's all the movement from your foot all the way up to the leg to your hip coming up to the upper body, all moving at once. So like for instance, you just go shit, or you just go shit. So you want to power all right here. Just going in. I'll slow it down to show you. Just go, and my ankle's going to be aiming towards him. And if I throw some punches and just working my combos, and then usually ending it with a kick, and then I set it up with my leg to my hip to swing it like you're swinging a baseball bat. So you just go shit. You just get that snap. Once you get your body all moving, your arm like you're running, getting it just all at once. Bring your foot back to where it was. Getting that center part of your shin just right where your opponent is. Right to the body. Just aim steady. Fire. Bring it back. I'll break it down a little slower. Bring it back. Or you can go more up. That was more straight. Go into the curved leg. Fish. Again. Fish. And that's pretty much it. That's because I'm a here is going to be my power kick. Most people orthodox and the righties, they'll be like this, and their power kick will come from this side, the opposite side. Same thing. Back to where it was. Sit. Sit. And then being a southpaw, that side could usually be my lead leg. Most of the time, I'll set up my lead leg and power it in. Just curve it. And that's pretty much what I had to get back to from my messed up hips. And Stan has helped me throughout the years. Massage therapy, helping me with stretching, always stretching at my tournaments and being there just day by day.
Thank you, man. Quick question: when you step in, how would you step in, and how would that look?
So depending, it's like your range. So when you want to step in for that roundhouse, so you're farther back, I can barely reach you. You want to step in, and
got it.
If you're already toe to toe, you could just go from where you are.
Got it. And people at home, how would they practice this kick? Is there like a little hip movement or something you recommend doing against the wall, or something that you recommend for them to practice turning the shoulders? How would they put it together if they don't have a partner? Do you have any ideas on that?
You find something that's about body length up high, like a rope, something you could just go, or even the wall. You can go against a wall if you wanted like this, and just your shin hitting the wall. If your shin's hitting it, you're getting it. But you want to turn your hips into it. and bring your foot back. Always bring your foot back. Unless, you know, when you get more advanced, some guys will do it, they step in, and they'll do it again, and they'll step in, you know.
Got it. Got it. So Greg gave you guys a lot of details. You can slow it down, speed it up, and see what he's doing. He's been doing it for many years. He's been doing it since he was a kid, and he's training with some of the best people, in my opinion. One thing I want to mention, though, for Greg, you have to be on your toes when you do Muay Thai. Is that correct?
Ball of your foot. You want to be up, and then it's just like swinging a bat. You know, you want to smash in the bug, you know, as we call it, smashing it for that ankle to aim at your opponent. So you're pivoting a lot.
The thing is, when you're up on your toes all the time, the calves get really tight, and there are muscle imbalances. And you have to understand something, that if you're a practitioner of Muay Thai or any sport and you have muscle imbalances, the muscle imbalances affect the joints, because if one muscle is tight and the other muscle is weak, the joints in between get hypermobile or stuck together. So here's one thing I want to mention, and we're going to make more videos about different sports, different arts, and what joints and what muscle imbalances happen. But I want to mention one thing, and you'd find this relevant. If you're up on your toes all the time and you don't stretch your calves, what's going to happen is the joints in the middle are going to suffer. So if I can demonstrate it, Greg can just stand facing the camera, please. So if he's always up on his toes all the time, right, the lateral gastroc, this muscle right here, is going to get really, really tight. And the soleus, the muscle underneath, from always being on his toes, and the joints in the middle are going to suffer. And one joint that you need stability and flexibility in is the ankle joint. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
If you don't have stability in the ankle joint, like you said, it all comes from the ground. You can't have the torque and you can't have the leverage. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So now let's check this out. Greg, one thing you guys want to know is there's a bone called the talus bone right here. And the talus bone is right by the heel and by the tibia and the fibula. This bone, when the knee bends and the ankle bends, this bone is supposed to slide freely back and forth, and that helps with your ankle. If this bone can't slide back and forth because you're always up on your toes as a Muay Thai practitioner every day, and you don't stretch the calves and the soleus, what's going to happen is this bone is going to cause immobility and lack of mobility in the ankle, which is going to affect the knee, the hip, and might affect other muscles. One thing you can do is every day before and after training, you roll out on a lacrosse ball, you take a Theracane, a Theragun, and you just go in there and you try to release that muscle. Because if you're going to be up on your toes every day practicing Muay Thai, and those toes are going to cause some imbalances in your calves, it's going to be a problem. So there you have it. Stay tuned. We showed you some things, we explained some things, we gave you some details. Hopefully you guys put it all together and follow us and comment. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Greg?
And there's usually, you know, when I mess up my hip, I wasn't able to get much of the whip for the roundhouse. I couldn't get high. So what I put in my head was, you know, there's the way of pushing with force while whipping in the roundhouse. That's why you're curving that leg and you're using the kinetic energy from the ground through your feet, your legs, up to your hip, all moving at once with the arm. And when you're curving that leg, it's like a push and a whip at the same time. It's, you know, you're just going, and Stanley's going back that way rather than going that way.
Mm.
If you go, you could just do a roundhouse where you're going that way, but curving the leg is like a push at the same time. So, and you know, having a messed up hip, having my back problems, it was hard, but I kept going. I got a cortisone shot where I was able to be more mobile again and train just the same. And that's pretty much it.
Thank you.
Thank you.